In a little while, you'll be seeing I'm suing the BBC for putting words in my mouth. Literally, they put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or something. So we'll be bringing that lawsuit. A lot of people are asking, when are you bringing that lawsuit? Even the media can't believe that one. They actually put terrible words in my mouth having to do with January 6th that I didn't say. And the beautiful words that I said, right? The beautiful words. Talking about patriotism and all of the good things that I said, they didn't say that, but they put terrible words. They actually have me speaking with words that I never said, and they got caught because I believe somebody at BBC said, this is so bad, it has to be reported. That's called fake news. So we'll be filing that suit probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Okay, there's so much already in that clip that we have to talk about. So he is suing the BBC just for his standard lawsuit, $10 billion. Doesn't matter what you did, $10 billion instantly. He's a kid, he's just a little baby. But so the lawsuit alleges that they edited what he said to make it seem more inflammatory than it actually was. That's what he's claiming, that then led people to think that he had inspired violence. To be very clear, no, people already thought that you inspired the violence on January 6th because you inspired the violence on January 6th. But let's be very clear. The lawsuit does not actually allege that they made up words, put words in his mouth, used AI. He doesn't either he doesn't understand or he is lying about the actual lawsuit. And by the way, they should sue him. Like how is that not slander against them to imply that they are using AI to make up words, that they're deep faking him? That's not even what the lawsuit alleges, and it definitely isn't what they did. They edited things because, and this is gonna blow people's mind, generally, when you show video of people, you don't show an hour of it straight. That's not actually how it works. And so he's lying there, and I love when he's like, and they took out the beautiful things, like when I said patriotism and other things that I said. Yes, beautiful rhetoric as always from Donald Trump. Okay, so let's show the full context of what was said and the edited version. No additions, no terrible words added. All the terrible words were coming out of his mouth. Here it is.
We're gonna walk down to the Capitol and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. We're gonna walk down to the Capitol and we're gonna cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Okay, so he eventually got on to say all of that stuff about the fighting like hell, all that's and what he said for half an hour in that speech, and all the insane stuff again, the violent stuff that Rudy Giuliani was saying. They said all of those things. Now, could you say that they shouldn't have made that edit, that they should have made more clear in the video that part of the strategy to overturn the results of the election was to get the senators to overturn the results of the election? And I think it is a little bit dishonest of BBC to focus on the violent overthrow of the government and ignore the fact that the political attempted overthrow of the government was also going on. So that was a little bit dishonest of them, and they have admitted that. By the way, Fox constantly edits him to make him look better. Weirdly, he doesn't have a problem with that. So this is all self-serving, it's totally hypocritical and all that. But the bigger issue is that he did inspire them to go. Now you can say he never meant for them to actually use violence or whatever. I think that would be willfully ignorant about just weeks and weeks of rhetoric and podcasts and what everybody in his orbit was saying leading up to the event. Whatever, you could say that I'm wrong. Here's the biggest issue with that. Once they get there, okay, sent not to fight, but just to cheer on, okay, they get there, they do not cheer on. They start breaking down barricades. They start breaking down doors. They start breaking down windows. They start trying to beat cops to death. They successfully kill multiple cops. They tried to get in, not to cheer on the representatives, but to kill them, to kidnap them. Okay, then Trump, based on what he has said, should jump in instantly and be like, no, don't do that. This isn't what I was sending you for. This is terrible. Stop it right now. Just cheer. But he doesn't do that. He sits by, eating popcorn, watching TV, as the minutes pass, as hours pass, as his aides are like, President, you have to say something. You have to stop them. And he's like, no, I'm just gonna wait, and eventually we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then I'll come out and be like, you're amazing, you love your country, you're the best sort of people. Okay, if fighting wasn't the actual goal, everything you didn't do, everything you didn't say proves that that's a lie. You liked what you were seeing and you wanted to see if it had a chance of actually succeeding. And so obviously he's not gonna get $10 billion. Maybe he'll get his standard $10 million that every media company just gives him, not because of the merits of the case, but because he is, the president. So he can make their life a living hell, I guess. So maybe they will corruptly bribe him with the $10 million. That remains to be seen. But just bear in mind what he actually did on January 6th and the lies that he just told in that video about the BBC. And I really would suggest to them that they should sue him for defamation.